Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Hope you all are doing great. Thank you again for joining. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4 of this bootcamp. We're going to have 2 sessions today, and then tomorrow we're going to have 2 sessions again tomorrow. And then we wrap up next week. We just have 1 session next week, Saturday, to wrap up. Hi, Saidat. Good to see you as well. Good to see you. How are you doing? So just going to provide a bit of updates. Thanks, first of all, we sent out an assessment. But first of all, so shout out to everyone that has joined all of the sessions from day 1. Well done. Thank you. I hope that you're seeing value. We've been getting like a lot of good feedback. So thank you everyone for participating and your commitments. Also, we sent out an assessment, right? 15 questions. I think either tomorrow or next week at the roundup session, we'll go through some of the questions that we saw that were a bit challenging. But before then, I would also say that if you're a bit confused about dimensions and measures, please go back to Bola's session. The recording is on our YouTube channel. just so you have a firm understanding of it. So there's the assessments. We also said you can create your Tableau public profile. So please do that. Try and take things for a spin. Everything we're teaching will really make sense when you practice. It's not just about these 2-hour or 2-hour sessions, right? You really, really need to practice. That's when you're going to see results. That's when everything comes together and makes sense. So today we have 2 sessions. One is on calculations, right? So actually both of them are mostly, first one is on table function and calculated fields by Adekola Aliu. The second one is on table calculations by Idris Akilapa. So Adekola Aliu would start shortly. I'm just going to ask him to start his video if his internet is good enough. And then quick questions. If you have a specific question related to what is going on, please use the Q&A box. But if you just want to chat generally, just use the chat box. So that will be it from my side. I'll turn off my video, but I'll be in the chat answering questions or responding to any queries. Okay, Adekola, over to you.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Adekola Aliu, and I'll be taking us calculated field and function. Let me share my screen. Screen share. So let me stop my video. So can anybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So introduction to calculated field and function in Tableau. As I said, my name is Adekola Aliu, and I will go straight to the topic. So you realize that most of the time when we are doing our analysis, there are times that we won't have the required columns for our analysis, and that's when calculated field or calculation comes in. You will have your data source, but in that your data source, you don't have the required columns for your analysis. Let's say, for example, you are interested in seeing the profit ratio, but you only have sales and profit columns in your data set. In such scenario, the best thing to do is to use calculation field. So what are calculation fields? So basically, calculated field allows you to create new data from data that already exists in your data source. You have your data source, but you are interested in something that doesn't exist there. You can create data out of your data, out of the data that you have using calculation in Tableau. So when do we use calculation in Tableau? You can use the calculation to segment your data. That is to break down data into specific categories or into specific groups. And also you can use calculation to convert data type of a particular field, such as converting a string to a date. Because most of the time, you may realize that from your data source, the data you have is not in a date format, and you have to be the one to convert it from string that it is into date that you can use it for your analysis. Or to aggregate data, you can use calculation to aggregate your data, like summing, getting the averages, or the maximum, the minimum of your data set using specific columns of interest. Or to filter results, filtering results using calculation to determine uh, the data set, the data point that you are interested in displaying or highlighting for your user or for your analysis. Or to calculate ratios. As I said earlier, you can use calculated field to calculate ratios such as discount ratio, profit ratio, or any metrics that you are interested in calculating. So we have 3 types of calculation. We have basic calculation, level of detail calculation, and we have table calculation. So I'll be taking the basic calculation and the level of detail calculation, while this will take the table calculation. So how do you create calculated field in Tableau? So the first way is to navigate to the analysis pane in Tableau. Then let me show you. When you come here, we can come to analysis here. Then we come to create calculated field, where I click it. So you can see that we have this window. So we have this wizard here. We This is where we put the name. The box here is where you put the name. You can put and it's advisable that you put a name that is very descriptive, such that anybody seeing the name, we know that okay, this is what this calculation is talking about. This is what this field is all about. Let's say, for example, you want to calculate uh, discount ratio. It's best to name it in a way that whenever anybody thinks, they know, okay, this is what this is all about. I name it discount ratio. So the down part of it is where you put all the calculation that you want to put in there. Let's say, for example, I'm interested in using the if statement. Let's say I'm interested in using this if statement. I will explain this. Let's say I want to calculate the discount ratio. I want to check the sum of sales is if the sum of sales is not equal to zero. If the sum of sales is not equal to zero, I you can see what I have here is a function. And you can see that immediately I clicked on, I typed the if statement. There is more information about it here. And this one of the best thing about Tableau. So if I toggle this small triangle here, you can see that the information is no more there. But if I click it again, I have this information here. The upper part is the syntax, and the middle part here that we are seeing here is the description, while the last part is an example on how to use that particular function. In this case, we are using the if function. So this, you can see here, we have the test, and we have else and the unknown. This place will give us the description about the function that we're interested in using. So, and as we are typing, it will still guide us on what to do. You can see that this part where we have test is bolding. What is telling us that I've already fulfilled that part of the requirement. So if I press comma again, it's telling me that okay, now we are in then. What should happen if this condition is met? So I want it to show me this calculation. I want it to say, okay, discount. I want to put it in sum of discount. You can see that as I'm typing, Tableau is uh, suggesting for me that okay, am I interested in this? Yes, this is what I want to do. This is the field I'm interested in. I press tab to complete it. Then I want it to be discount divided by sum of sales. Sum of sales. I'm using tab to auto complete it. So then comma, and you can see that we have something in the square brackets here saying unknown. So what should happen in the health? We have what should happen if this condition is not met. If the condition is met, I want this calculation to be done. That is, I want this count to be divided by sales. If this condition is not met, I want it to be 0. And I can press apply, and you can see down here that we have the calculation is valid. This place is telling me, is checking the syntax, the calculation I'm doing, and it will tell me if the calculation is right or wrong. Mind you, this this downside is only telling me, is only checking my syntax and not the logic behind my calculation. It's only telling me that okay, what you've written is syntactically correct. If it is logically wrong, it won't tell me. For example, if I should cancel this place, I will have error, and the error is that if it's being called with boolean or float, did you mean boolean float float? So if I now say okay float comma float, it won't check the logic, it will only check the syntax. So I can, if I press apply, you can see down here that the uh, calculated value has been calculated, and I can use it now in my visualization. Now, how do you now know that this is a calculation? How do you know that this is a calculated field or not? You can see that here we have the equal to in front of it, and the reason why we have the hash, as that is being discussed in the last class, is that when we have hash, that's measure, and when we have ABC and all these the one above here, they are discrete. So it shows that what I created is a measure, but I'm the one that calculated it, that created it. How do I know that I'm the one that calculated it? Is because of the equal to that I have here. So that's one way to calculate calculated field, to create calculated field in Tableau. So I can take this into color. So, and I have this. So another way to create calculated field in Tableau is to come down to this arrow pointing, this triangle pointing down here. So if I click on it, I will see create calculated field. I will see create calculated field here. So if I click on this create calculated field, I will have this again to create calculated field. So I can name it whatever I want. Let's say I want to name this one profitable. So again, I want the name to be descriptive, such that whoever is looking at my worksheet, we know that okay, this is what this is doing before looking into the calculation. So I can say if profit. So you can see that as I typed PRO, I have options. I have profit being size and profit ratio with sign before them telling me what they are. The ABC as been discussed in the former class, in the classes before now, that this ABC is telling that this is a string, and this is uh measure, and this is a bin and all. So if I click on this profit, you can see that we have a field, and I can say I'm interested in seeing the sum of profit. So if the sum of profit is greater than 0, what should happen? So as if I click on this one, you can see that if I say then I want it to show profitable. If this condition is not met, I want it to show else. I want it to show not profitable. Not profitable. Then we end it. You can see that the calculation is valid. But let's say I'm saying that the sum of profit should be less than 0, then profitable. How can something that is negative be profitable? Still, Tableau is telling me that this is valid. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that Tableau is only checking the syntax and not the logic. So this doesn't make sense, but Tableau is saying that it is correct. But we leave it like that. So I will click on OK. So that's another way to create calculated field. The first way is to use the analysis method, or to come here. And the third way is to click on any field of your choice. Maybe I want to say I want to count the segments that we have. I can right click on it, and I will see create calculated field. So if you click on this, we have this window again. But the good thing about this one is that as you click on it, the field that you clicked on will be automatically be available for you in your calculated window. So that's how to create create calculated field in Tableau. Also, you can maybe there's a mistake in your calculation and you want to edit it. So let's say we want to edit the calculation we did for our profitable the other time. So let's say we are now looking for it. Maybe we have a lot of fields here, we cannot see it. There's a way to filter what you have here such that you will only see the calculated field. So like that, it will be easier for us to check it. Let's say, for example, I remember the name. If I remember the name, I will just search for P profitable, then I will see it here. But what if I do not remember the name, but I want to see all of the calculated field that we have? So like that, I'll be able to say, okay, maybe it is this. So I can say if you put C column here, we have all of your calculated field being shown here. So this is the one I'm interested in. To edit it, I will click on this or right click on it. Then I will see edit here. So you see the edit here. So if you click on that edit, then we can change it. Instead of having less than 0 to be greater than 0. So still valid, then we click on OK. We've edited our calculated field. So that's not the only way to filter it. You can also use this filter funnel that you are seeing here. That's when you over it, you see filter by. When you click on it, you will see calculation, dimension, measure, comment. So you can use whatever you want. But in my own case now, I only want to see the calculation field. So if I click on it again, I will have my calculation, the calculated fields here again. So that's that about creating and editing calculation uh, in calculated field in Tableau. So moving forward, let's go to components of calculation in Tableau. So you can see that a lot of things, what the calculation I showed us earlier, there are a lot of things that made up the calculation. So we have the functions, which is a statement used to transform the values or members in a field. And we have the fields. We have, which is a dimension or method from our data source, or the operator, which is plus, minus, greater than, less than, or, and or. I will show us. We have the literal expression. There's constant value that are represented as this, such as profitable and not profitable, as I showed us earlier. And we can put comments, and we can also use parameter in our calculation, as I showed, as we will discuss better tomorrow in tomorrow's class. So let's go back to the calculations that we did, and let's see the components, and let's see some of the characteristics that we have. So again, I want to see only the calculation field. So clicking here, I can click on, let me say I click on this discount ratio. So edit. So in this discount ratio, let me enlarge this window so that we will see it. So we have this, we have a lot of things going on here, but to simplify it, we have some, you can see that some of the things are written in different colors. Some are in blue, some are in orange, and some are in black. So whenever you see blue in this window, they are functions. Your functions will be in blue whenever you have this calculated window opened. So the if, the sum, they are all functions. And the fields, they will be in orange. So we have the fields here, which is sales. Sales is a field, and we have discount, which is a field too. And we use the sales again here. And we talked about the literal. The literal, they'll be black. They'll be in black because this zero here is a literal. We can have numeric literal, which I will also talk about soon. So, and we can have comparison symbol. This one is not equal to. So this, I just want to show all the components that we have. So same as what we had in the profitable, we have if sum, we know this to be, if to be this one is in small letter, that's why it is black. Uh, so we have some, we have, and we have this to be this profitable, it is literal, as I showed us here. So, and we can add comment to our calculation. Let's say I want to add comment to this. The way to add comment is to use double slash. uh you can have double forward slash like this, and I can say, okay, this is discount ratio. So that's how to add a comment to give more information about what your calculation is all about. So press OK, and that is that about that. So operator syntax. So as I said earlier, we have a lot of operator syntax. Uh, we have plus. We can use plus to, where you use plus with numbers, it will add them together the way we all know in mathematics. But if you use plus with string, it will concatenate them. And if you use it with date, it will add uh, the days to the date. So you can have minus star, which is multiplication. This one is for division. This one is modulo. It will always give you the remainder. And this one is power. And you use all this equal to, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, not equal to compare. For comparison, is this one greater than, or is this one equal to this one? So, and that's that about operator uh, syntax. We have literal syntax, where we have numeric literals. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, any numbers. 0.25, 1,000, 500, those are numeric literals. And we have string literals. They will be string. And how do you know string in Tableau or in most of other subjects or other programs is to quote it, and you can use double quotes or single quotes, and you can use the two. It depends. Let's say you want to write let's say you want to use, okay, let me edit this place. uh we want to use, instead of not profitable, I want to say it's it's not profitable. So you can use quotation. If you have single quotation in what you want to write, then it's advisable you use double quotation at the end, or vice versa, as you may want to use it. So that's about. Then we have the date literals. So for date literals, you have to use the pound sign at the beginning and at the end, so that Tableau will know that this is a date and not string. So this is 22 of August 2005. So, and we have the Boolean literals, which is either true or false. And we have the null literals. When you want to write null in your calculation, you don't quote it. You leave it as it is, null as null, without the quotation. So, I told us that we have three types of calculation in Tableau. We have the basic calculation, we have the LOD, and we have the table calculation. So now we want to discuss the basic calculation. So we have two types of basic calculation. We have the row level calculation and you have the aggregate calculation. The row level calculation is also called data source level calculation, which is applied to each row in the data source. This is our data source here. If we are applying any calculation to any row calculation to this, it will do it such that every members of this, every rows in our data sets will be affected, such that, let's see the calculation that we did earlier. Okay, let's create a calculated field for that. Let's say, let's create another calculated field. Do you remember how to create calculated field? We come here, we can come here, or wherever we like. So you say create calculated field. Let's call this one, let's say we want to pick the let's see the names, that the customer names that we have here. You have the customer names, you have this Aaron Hawkins and Hall. Let's say we want to take out their first name. only. So let's call this first name. First name. Remember that the name of your calculation should be descriptive for anybody looking at it to be able to understand that this is what you are trying to do. So what we want to do is to split this so that we have the first name only. So to do that, we can use, if there's a function in Tableau that we can use, which is split. So if I split this, so you can see that there's more information about split here, as I explained earlier. So the first argument that we have to put inside it is the string that we want to pick from. So in my own case now, what I'm interested in picking string from is the customer name. Then the delimiter is what I want to use, what uh, it will divide it by. What is it? What Tableau will split it by. So I want it to split it by, because according to what we have here, we can see that what is separating the first name and the last name is actually the space. So I'll put the space here, and the next argument is token number. Which one of the splitted values am I interested in? Here we have two. We have this one and this one, but I'm interested in the first name. Say I will say the first. So now the calculation is telling me that it's valid. Again, I will iterate this again, is that please, what this is checking is not the logic behind your calculation, but the syntax. So the syntax is correct. Yes, we are good to go. So if I click on apply, it will be created and we have it highlighted here. So if I press on OK, I can drag it here. And for each row in our data source, what I just did now is a row level calculation. For each row in our data source, we now have another column called first name, which we have the first name of all of the customer. So let's look for it. Hey, we have it here. So for each, this is it here. We have the first name here. So for each of our customer, we have their, for each row in our data source, we now have the first name of the customer here, as we can see here. So that's all about the row level, which is also called data source level calculation in Tableau. So we but remember that I told us that we have two types of basic calculation, and we are still on basic calculation. The second one is aggregate uh, or visualization level calculation. So we all know that in Tableau, whenever we bring something to our view, especially a measure, it will be Tableau will automatically aggregate it. So for example, let me take this out and let me bring sales to it again. Sales. So if I bring sales, which is a measure, if I bring it to, let's say, text, we have sum in front of it. With this, we are telling us that, okay, this sum, this is an aggregated value. So what Tableau is doing is that it's telling us, is showing us the aggregated value of the sales, that is in one with one number here. So, but this still depends on what we are seeing in our view. If I should bring um, category into our view, this number will change, but the total will still be the same as we had earlier. So if I click on this plus button to see the subcategory, this number will still change. So this sum here is uh that's why we call it visualization level uh calculation, because our aggregated value depend on the dimension that we are seeing in our view. So let's assume that uh okay, let me show us the difference between row level and aggregated value in Tableau. So let's now say that let me create let's say we have a profit ratio. Profit. I want to create another calculated field ratio. let me call it row level. So for row level, we are not aggregating anything. We want to do it such that it will affect each row. So to do that, we say to calculate profit ratio, we have the profit divided by sales. So it will be profit divided by sales. So, and we have this. So if I click on apply and OK, and if you are using the sample superstore that comes with Tableau, they already calculated the profit ratio there, but you can create it yourself. But let's edit it and see. So this is the calculation. The only difference between this and what I did earlier is that this one is aggregated. We have the sum here and we have the sum here. So this one, I will call it profit ratio aggregated. Aggregated. So we have this. So if I click on apply, I've already edited uh, the calculated field. So let's say we have the subcategory as we have it, but what we are seeing now is the sum of sales. Uh, but that's not what I'm interested in. Let's see the profit ratio and for this for the aggregated. Let's see the one for, let me search for it, profit ratio for the row level. So let me change it to default properties to be percentage. So I have this funny number, but before, let me add more view. Let me add the customer. Let me add to my view. Let me add the customer name. So as I'm adding more dimension to this, what I'm doing is I'm reducing the level of detail. So we are having low level of detail as I'm adding more to this. So let me add the product name to it too. So we have this. So right now we realize that these values for the profit ratio aggregated and the one for the row level, we can see that the values are the same. This one is 33%, this one is 33%, 36% for all of the data that we have. So let me come down here and bring, okay, before. So we have, now we will ask, we will say that, okay, then where should we be using the aggregated instead? Then we can say that we can, instead of using the aggregated, we can be using the row level. That's not true. The reason why we are seeing this is because we are in the lowest level of detail of our data set. Because if you are familiar with sample superstore data set, it is on the product name level of detail. So if I should remove this product name, you realize that because what we are having here is not aggregated here and here, it is not aggregated. So if I should now remove this particular part, you can see that for the aggregated value, the value in some cases are different from what you have in the row level. Because if you look at this place, here we have 32.59 and here we have 100%, which is different. And to look at it, if you click on this 35.59 and let's look at the data here, you can see that Tableau is telling us this is a summary. Yes, it is. If you click on the order to see the way it is in our data source, we realize that the summary that we are seeing here is made up of 3 rows. To get this particular value that we have here, 3 rows were aggregated together to get to this particular point. So if I remove the customer name too, the value will change. So this one, to get for this particular purpose, this to use profit ratio in a row level manner is wrong. So the best thing to use is to use the aggregated value, which automatically, if you bring your field, your measure into view, Tableau will change it to will give you an aggregated uh, of it, the aggregation of it. So that's all about aggregation uh, calculation. So moving to LOD, level of detail expression. So here I was trying to explain something that uh, our data set, we have in Tableau, we have something we call level of detail. Basically, what that means is level of information. For example, I don't know, if you are talking to your friend, if you are telling your friend to explain a particular concept, maybe a particular topic to you, you may say, okay, can you give me high level explanation of this particular topic? By high level, you are saying that, oh, I'm not really interested in knowing it in depth. Just just summarize it and give me. So in Tableau too, there are times that you'll be interested in the high level, high level of detail. There are times that you'll be interested in the low level. So in our data says is in the low level, the lowest level that it can be. That is the low level, like this is in the least level of detail. But if you are doing aggregation on it, you'll be having it will be becoming less granular. That is, you are saying that, okay, if, let's say for example, we have what we have here. If I see more, if I click on this to get the manufacturer, this is more detailed than what I saw here the other time. If I should remove this, this is more, this is less detailed than this, and this is more detailed than this. So this is not aggregated at all. So the level of detail is very, very important in Tableau. So we can have the high level and we can have the low level. So level of detail expression give us the power to say, okay, this is what I'm interested in seeing. And you know, when I was explaining the aggregation value, aggregation calculation the other time, I told us that it will aggregate the Tableau will aggregate the measure based on the dimension that we have in our view. That is, that we have in our visualization here. That's how Tableau will aggregate our measure. What if you are interested in an aggregation that is not in our view? Let's say we want Tableau to do aggregation, and we don't have the dimension that we are interested in aggregating our data with in our view. How can we do that? That's when we have the level of detail. So level of details will allow us to compute value at data source level and also in the visualization level. Whereas in case of the basic calculation, you can say is either is in data source level or in visualization level. But in LOD, you can do it at data source level and in the visualization level. So that is, you can say, okay, you want to see the row level calculation and also the visualization level calculation. So LOD give us that control to determine the level of granularity that we want to compute. So they can be performed at the more granular level, that is when we say include, and they can be performed at a less granular level when we use exclude. And we can say, okay, we don't want it to even depend on the view at all. So that will be fixed LOD expression. So basically what I'm basically trying to say is that LOD expression allows us to control the granularity, which is also the level of detail of our expression. So LOD will give us that power to say, okay, this is what I want to see. I don't want to see this. This is what I want to see, but I don't want to see this. For example, if you are coming here, you cannot know the profit ratio as we have here. We cannot know profit ratio by region because it is not in our view. If you want to see it, you have to bring it. LOD give us power that with LOD, we don't have to bring it to our view and we can see it. Let's assume that, okay, what you are seeing here is profit ratio by product name. I may not want to see the profit ratio by product name, but profit ratio by subcategory. And I don't want to take subcategory, I don't want to take product name away out of my view. Tableau LOD give us the power to do that without any headache. So we see all this. So we have types of LOD. We have 3 types of LOD as we can see here, as I was trying to introduce them to us here. We can have it in more granular level. And when we are saying we want to have it in more granular level, that's what we are saying that we want to include. When we are saying that we want to have it in a less granular level, we want to exclude. And when we want it to be independent on it, to be on its own, that it doesn't depend on any whatever we have on our view, we can say we have the fixed. So there are 3 types. Fixed. Basically, what fixed is doing is that it is at a certain level, independent of what you have in your view. And when I say in your view, basically what I'm saying is that what you have in your visualization. For example, here, what are in my view? We have subcategory in my view, manufacturer in my view, and product name in my view. So these are the things I have in my visualization. So, and you, as I explained earlier, and as previous facilitators already explained, whatever when you bring measures into your view like this, it will be sliced by the dimension that is in your view, and that's what it's doing here. So we have exclude specified dimension from view. So you will say, okay, I don't want to see a particular dimension in my view. Let's say what we have here. I don't want to see product name and manufacturer in my view. Exclude can help us such that we will not see the product name. That is, we will see the profit ratio of subcategory and we still have this relation that we are having. So that is what exclude about. But include is what you don't have it in your view, but you are interested in seeing it. Let's say I want to see the profit ratio of region. Do you understand? If I want to see the profit ratio of region, you can see that region is not in my view like this, but with the power of include, I can bring, with the power of include, I can do the calculation such that I'll be seeing the profit ratio of by region. So that's that about that. Now let me show us the syntax of LOD expression. This is the syntax of LOD expression. We have this curly bracket at the beginning and at the end, as we have it here. And we have the type. It should be the name of the type. It can be fixed or exclude or include. And there will be dimension list. So here we can have 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension. We can have, you can even, in fact, you may not have any dimension at all. You may not have any dimension at all. And we have this column here, then the column here, then we now have the aggregate. What must be here must be aggregate. Is it that max? Is that mean? It's max, mean, average, sum, etc. You can have them here. So, and this is the syntax of our LOD. Don't forget the syntax. We have curly bracket at the beginning and at the end. We have the type, name of the type can be exclude, include, or fixed. And we have the dimension that we are interested in, that we want to maybe want to use or want to exclude or we want to include or we want to fix. We have it here. Or in some cases, we do not have any dimension at all, which I will show us soon. We have column here and we have an aggregate here. So let's do some example. Here for the fixed, let's say we are bringing sales into our view. And don't forget that when you are bringing measures into your view, Tableau will do what? Tableau will aggregate it. I want to see the sum. I'm seeing 2.3 million. Cool. Now let's create calculated field. Don't forget, you can create calculated field in three ways. You can come here, create calculated field, or come down here, create calculated field, or click any field of your choice. Right click it and you see create calculated field. So let me use this method, create calculated field. What I want to name it what should I name it? Sum of sales using fixed. So we have this. Now I want to use fixed to create sum of sales. Since I want to use fixed, I can easily type fixed. I will see it here, and you can see that it is a function. I will click on it, and Tableau already helped me to put the initial curly bracket, the opening curly bracket. So, but what I want to do is I want to get the sum of sales at the data source level. That is, I don't want to slice this by any dimension. So to get it, I will not put anything here. So like this, what Tableau will do is that it will calculate the sum of sales, on the data source level. So I will close the curly bracket. The syntax is still the same. The curly bracket at the beginning and at the end. The type, in this case, we have fixed, and the colon, then aggregate. So I will click on apply, and I will click on OK, and I will bring this sum of sales fixed into, let me just click it. So I have it here. You can see that what we have here is, okay, so that we see it. Let me bring it up. So we have it here. They are the same, 2.36534. Same thing
Hello,
as this
Ali.
one.
Can you hear me,
Yeah,
Ali?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So I think several people have like questions right now. So we're thinking before you go too deep into the tricky parts, maybe we could take some of these questions.
All right,
You
all right,
could
no
go back
problem.
to your screen and I could read the questions out for you so that you can just focus on
Okay,
presenting.
okay, thank
So
you.
the first question is, someone asked how you made the token number 2. Like if you make the token number 2, what happens? I don't
If
know
I
if you get
make the
that
token
question.
number 2, let me go to it again.
What
If I
happens? Yeah.
make the token number 2, it will pick the second number. Then in that case, we'll not be having the first name again, but the second name. But the last name, sorry. Let me show us where well the head. So if I let's try that, and let's go to, what's the name again? First name. First. We have first name here. So if I duplicate it, another thing, if you duplicate any field in Tableau, what you are getting is a calculated field. So I'm duplicating it, and I have a copy, and you see copy in front of it. So let me edit it. Edit this. So here we have split customer name. So let me change this one to, I will remove the copy, and we have last name. Last name. So I will change this one to 2. Let's see what happens. I will apply. And we told us that you can keep this window open and you still be doing stuff at the end, at the back. So we have the last name. Let's look for last name. Yeah, last name. So I bring it to view, and you can see that you can see what we have here. We have Aaron Bagman, and this last name that we created is taking the last part of the split. So I think that answered the question. But
Yeah.
have I,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah.
So the second question is, can we see the calculation for the aggregated and low level again to be able to spot the difference between them?
Okay, to spot the difference, let me just have this here. So for the low level, mind you, low level is the one that is not aggregated. So if I edit it, you can see that we only have the profit, the field divided by the field, profit divided by the sales only. No aggregation, no summing, no averaging, no maximum, no nothing, as we have here, this low level. So what basically this one is doing is, for every row in our data, it does pick the profit and it will divide it by the sales in that particular row. So that's what this one is doing. But the aggregated edit, we have sum of profit divided by sum of sales. So this now depend on whatever we have in our view. So if you have customer name in our view, it will group all of customers that have, maybe let's say for example, you have Aaron Bergman as we have here. All the Aaron Bergman that we have in our rows in our data source, it add all of them together, it add all of the profit together, and the same, all of the sales together, it now divide it. So that's what's how we get the aggregated value.
Thank you, Ali. So you can continue. Just so you know, you have about 5 to 6 minutes more. So you might just have to like be summarizing now. Yes, so that the next person can. Yes. All right.
All right. Thank you. So we have this here for the fixed. Now, if to test what the fixed is doing, whether this fixed is working or not, is we can bring some dimension into our view. So don't forget what I told us, that LOD gives us the capacity, the power to say, okay, whatever I'm seeing, I can decide on what I want to see, on the values I want to see. Unlike the way Tableau is programmed, that Tableau is saying that, okay, whatever you see in your view, your measures will be sliced by it. But in our own case now, we already said that, okay, we don't want our values, our sum of sales to be sliced at all. So we are saying that whatever we see here or here, whatever dimension that we have, we don't want it to be sliced at all. So when I bring subcategory into my view, look at it. Sum of sales is changing, but the sum of sale fixed is the same. And look at it again. The grand total is the same. Tableau is not adding it together, but Tableau is seeing that as a single value, and they only give me this. Now, when I bring filter here, if I'm filtering this, if I should filter this, let's say I don't want to see appliance, I don't want to see art, I don't want to see binders, you can see that this value is still the same. It's still the same. But for the sum of sales, the aggregated value it is changing, and the total value is changing. And if you attended the last class where Abby taught us filtering, you will be familiar with this image where we have the extract filters, data source filters, context filters, and all. At this place, lower part of this place, you see fixed LOD. That is, everything above here, they will be the one that will only have influence on the fixed LOD, which is what we use in our calculation. So dimension filters, which we have here, will not have influence on our LOD. And what we are doing here is a dimension filtering. So it will not have influence on our fixed LOD. To make sure to let this filtering to have influence on our fixed sum of sales, we have to make sure that it's either we are using context filtering or data source filtering or extract filtering. So let's use context filtering and see. So we can change this to, we can come here to add context. If you add context, we can see that our value changes. So just to explain to us that all this normal dimension filtering doesn't affect our fixed calculation. So,
hello, Ali.
But
yeah. So to round up, I think we would have to round up like very soon. I don't know if you want to take these two questions and then round up on that note. so that Idris
All
can
right.
come in to take his part. All right. So
All right.
yeah. So for the first question,
Okay.
please can you show us the LOD syntax again?
Okay.
That's the first question.
The type dimension list. If you want to use any dimension at all, then the column, then the aggregate of your choice.
Great. Then the second
That's
question is, in what situation does using fixed come into play?
okay.
So
Let me explain that again.
okay.
When you want to, for example, what I just did here is that I'm only interested in seeing my sum of sales in the data source level and not on my view level. So when you don't want to you don't want your measures to be sliced by the dimension in view or any dimension at all, or you want it to be sliced by a dimension that you want to be the one that will decide it, that's when you use fixed. So if I don't want it to be sliced at all, that's what I did here. If you want it to be sliced by a particular dimension, you will put that dimension inside your calculation when you did the calculation, when we did our calculation then. So that's when you use fixed.
Thank you, Ali. So just so you know, everyone, this class will be available for recording, and Ali would also like do well to share where you can get more information to like learn better. But for now, that's where Ali would have to like stop for today, so that we can let Idris come on board to like discuss about his part. So Idris, if you are ready, you can just let me know, and then we could have you take control. I think we've answered all questions that we had for Ali. All right, so everyone, so Idris is coming up next to take his own parts. Please add your questions, just put your questions, and I would make sure like to open them up. Idris will be talking about table calculations, and so yeah, let's just put that in mind. And the slide will be available for this session so that you can catch up with it. Thank you. Thank you, Ali, very much for your class. It was really helpful. And Idris, you have the stage.
Okay, Ali, please close your screen, stop sharing so that I can share. Yep. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be taking table calculation. So earlier I've talked about the calculation using all this formula, sum and LODs and stuff like that. For the part I'm taking, which is table calculation, based on the word table calculation, it means like it calculates all your calculation based on a table. And if you see any visualization in Tableau, there is a table behind it. So let me just show you. Maybe what I mean by that is, let me just drag my category here and sales here. Right? So this is a bar chart. Behind this bar chart, there's a table behind it. There's a table behind it. When you just click here, you can just view data. So this is just the table behind. This is the full table now. This is the full table. So this is the table behind this bar chart that you are seeing. So which means that anytime you are using the quick table calculation, Tableau goes to the back end and do the calculation based on the table in the back end. So that's what it means by table calculation. So and anytime you want to do a table calculation or any calculation in Tableau, it is always advisable to build a table. Stuff like this. The table is very simple to build in Tableau. Maybe you want to build a table of category and subcategory by sales. You can just bring your category here. Just depends on how you want to arrange it. Subcategory here. You can change the orientation like this and put your sales here. Okay, just put your sales here. So this is the table behind in our data. This is the table behind this. So you can still do the same thing using a bar chart, category by subcategory. I'm just trying to build some test table. Subcategory and sales. Okay, let me change it. Let me just edit it like this. Yeah. coming. I'm trying to arrange so that okay, yeah, this is a table. Okay. I'm trying to change this one like this. Yeah, stuff like this. So behind this one will be like this. Yeah. This bar chart here, we have furnitures that has all these subcategory. We have subcategory, we have all supply that has all this subcategory, and we have technology that has all this subcategory. So this is a bar chart, right? And this one also, what this one is doing is what this one also is doing. This is a table and this is a bar chart. For this one, we have 311 for phones. Now if you go to this place, phones, where is it? Phones 311. So which means that what this one is doing is what this bar chart also is doing. So just get that. That's why sometimes if you want to build a visualization, you want to do a pie chart or a bar chart or anything, I would just encourage you to build a simple test table like this so that you can verify your answer. Or anytime you want to write any calculation, just find a way to build the table, like a detailed table of what you are looking into. Then whenever you write a calculation and you see the value, you can easily come back to this table to verify if the calculation is right or wrong. So just take that as a tip. Anytime you want to do anything in Tableau or you want to build anything, just try to build a table, a simple test table, which you can use as a reference to check if your calculation or your visualization is right. So now I will just use and just delete these ones. So now I'll be using this table to explain the calculation. So now let's view this. This one is just like category of goods by region, by what different year, right? So which means that furniture in Central in 2020 we have what 32,000. Furniture in East in 2020 we have what 49,000. Furniture in South in 2020 we have this. It's just like it's simple test table, and we all use table in anytime we are building a dashboard and stuff like that. So now let me just review this now. So now I want to build the simple test table category. Want to divide the category into different regions, right? So this is it. And we want to see for different years your order dates. You can just put it here. Yeah, this is just a table here. This table here. This is it. So now we want to populate the table with what? With sales. This is it. Right? Let's just change it to entire view. Yeah. So now, in my table now, I have totals, right? I want to see the sum of totals for 2020, 2021, 2022. I want to see the total here. So you can just go to this analytic pane here. You see totals. You can just drag it. You can see the subtotal. You can see the column totals and row total. Let's just put it here first and see what will happen. You see, we have the totals here. So the total from here, for furniture in Central, for 2020, 2021, 2 and 3, this is the sum. This is the sum for this one. This is the sum for this one. This is the sum for this one. So now I want to add the subtotal also, so that I want to see the total from year to year to give me the total year. The total of this one to this one. I want to see the total. So you can just drag it somewhere and put it somewhere, the subtotal. When you drag it, you see something like subtotal, just drag it there. So you see the totals here. So now I want to see the grand total, that is the overall total of everything in my table. I can just drag it here and put this one here. So you can see the grand total. That is the summation of everything here, from year to year, this one and this one, this one and this one, to this place. It will give me this. That is sum of this, plus this, plus this, will give me this. Sum of this, plus this, plus this, plus this, will give me this. That's just how to build a simple test table in Tableau. So let's just, for the sake of explanation, let me just highlight this total so that we can see what is going on. So let me just do some formatting. So for the totals, for the grand total, I want something like this. Yeah, I want something like that. So and for the font, sales, for the total, I want the big, I want 14, and I want white. Yeah. So and I want the number to be. Don't worry about the formatting. GB is taking formatting tomorrow, so you will learn how to format your table so that you can highlight some part that you want to show your audience. So now this is what we have now. So now we want to apply table calculation. What's the meaning of table calculation? Table calculation is just a way to apply calculation very easy without, okay, I'm coming, let me just apply the formatting here also. I think this one will be this one. Yeah. So I'm just so that's okay, so that you see what's going on. Yeah. So now table calculation is just a way to apply calculation to your analysis without writing any calculation. So you know that if you want to do the profit ratio year to date and stuff like that, you have to write the calculation. But in table calculation, gives you the ability to do some analysis, some calculation without writing that calculation by yourself. Tableau will help you to write it. So you just let Tableau know that, okay, this is what I want to do, and Tableau will complete that information for you. So any question on how I did the table before I go on how to apply?
Yes, I think we have 2 questions for you, Idris. So the first question is, can you show highlights table with totals?
Yeah, I think it's still the same thing. You can just, you see where's the right table here? Yeah. You see? So I have to rearrange it like this. So yeah. Oh,
great.
Answer the problem. Yeah. So
that answers the question.
So you can just do it from scratch. So because I've done a table before, you can just go to show me and click on highlight and arrange your thing the way you want. So that's it.
Perfect. Yeah. And then the second question is, total should be in color, but I think it's basically the same with what you have here. So I think that's pretty much also answered. I think you can keep on with your class then.
Yeah. So okay, let me just go back. I don't want to use highlight table. I want to use the normal text table. Yeah, so this is it. So now, how can we apply the table calculation? The steps is very easy. Just click on this sales because this is the measure that we want. And we always do calculations based on measures. If you want to get the percentage of, say you know that you can't get percentage of region or percentage of category. It's percentage of sales, depends on based on category and stuff like that. So measures is what we need for most of our calculations. So now let's do our table calculation. So you see, when you over on this sales, you see a drop down here. When you click on it, you see something like quick table calculation. You see, we have a lot of calculation. We have running total, we have difference, we have percentage difference, we have percentage of total, we have rank, percentile, moving average, compound rate, year over year growth. So for this class, I'll just talk about the percentage total and difference and year over year growth, so that because that one is kind of simpler, so that you can easily know that. Once you know that, you can easily apply that to others. So now I want to get the percentage difference of these sales, percentage total of these sales in all the total. In this, this is the total sales in our data set. So we want to get the percentage of this in this without getting any calculation. How are you going to do that? Click on this, go to quick table calculation, and click on percentage total. You see? So this is what we have, right? So the reason I'm having this $0 is because of I've already formatted my totals to something like that. So let me just quickly change this one to 100. Okay, please. So I'm coming. Okay. Okay. So now I will just have to format this total to percentage. So just click on this place, format, and go to this total now because it's percentage, 1%. Yeah. So that's it. So now, to know how this table calculation works, you have to keep your eye on this 100%. The direction of this 100%. That's how you are going to know how it works. So which means that this 100% is just like the addition of this gives you what? 100%. The addition of this gives 100%. Addition of this one gives 100%. So now to verify our answer, so let's just put another sales in our test. something like this. Okay, don't let me do. Okay, let me just do it like that. So which means that 22%. Oh, I'm coming. Let me format it again so that we're able to see what's going on here. Sorry, that was something. Let me just change it to none. Let me just change it to none so that we can see what's going on here. Yeah. So now you can see that the percentage, like this 124, 164, percentage of this one out of this is 20%. If you just let your calculator and do that, percentage of this to this is 21%. Percentage of this to this is this. This one to this is this. So that's how it works. But sometimes you can be like, okay, I don't want it to compute my percentage of total like this. I want something like this. You can change the direction based on what you want. But default, Tableau will compute your percentage. Anytime you do quick table calculation, the default one is table across. That is from left to right. That's what Tableau will compute it for you. But you can change the orientation based on the analysis you have in mind. So that's just what you have to know. Just make sure that you know the analysis you want to do. And that is what we guide you on how to complete your calculation, on how to do anything in Tableau. Have a question in mind. So now, let me change the orientation now. Click on this drop down here. Can you see the difference between this one and this one now? We have a triangle here, we have nothing here, because this one is a quick table calculation. So that's why we have what? A small triangle there. And the second one, there's nothing like quick table calculation. So that's why we have only sales. So please, I'm coming. So that's why we have what? Only sales in number. So now let me change the scope of this calculation, which you can easily do that. So just click on this drop down again. You see compute using. You see the default one is what? Table across, which is what? From left to what? To right. Right? Now, let's do table down. You see? Do the table down.
Idris, I think you might have two questions.
Okay.
You might have two questions. So first question is, do you build table calculations before building your visuals?
No,
you have first question.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Do you build table calculation for building visuals? Yeah.
As I said earlier, before you do any calculation in Tableau, anything in Tableau, always build your table. Like you just build like a detailed table of what you are looking forward to get. You get, and that is when you can now apply your calculation on that table. Just build the table first before you apply the quick table calculation. So that's it.
Okay, great. Second question is, I think this person was trying to follow along, and so the person said, when I put the second sales in the marks pane, mine was showing hashtag in my table venue, in my table view. So maybe you want to explain what hashtag means.
It's because the space that you have here is very small. You just change it from standard to entire view, and you have something like this. So now, as I said earlier, now I change from here to what? Table down. So now let's look for the 100%. This is 100% here now. You see the 100% here, which means that the sales of this one compared to this one is what? 6.6%. The sales of East of furniture compared to this one is what? 10%. Once you add everything here together to give you 100%. So which means that for this one, total of this one is 33%, total of this one is 31%, total of this one is 36%. 36 plus 31 plus 33, you give what? 100%. You get it? You can still build this one also using bar charts also. So let me just quickly do that in bar chart and see. Maybe you want to build a bar chart. Just build this text table first, then you can now use that to build a bar chart to verify your answer if it is correct or not. So let's do that in bar chart. Category by what? By region, right? And sales, right? And once divided by what? Order date. Yeah. So this is, I think this is the bar chart. So now let's put our sales to label here. Okay, we can do something like this, percentage difference. Okay, sorry. Click on this one. Quick table calculation. Percentage what? Of total, right? And we want it to what? To be what? Compute by what? Table what? Table down. It's already table down. So now let's check this one now. 9.17. Let's check it here. West and okay, let me check. West and this one is technology west. 9.17. Technology west. 9.17. So if you change this one to 2 decimal place, you get 9.18. Do you see that what we have in here is what we have in here? So because I have to build this table beforehand, before I will build this bar chart, so that I will be able to verify that okay, this is my answer that I'm getting here. It's what is correct. So that's just how to verify your answer. Maybe anytime you build the bar chart and you want to verify it, just build a test table and just check it. So now there's another one. You can compute using table. Let's be compute using table and see what happens. So where's our 100%? This is our 100%. Yeah. All this one doesn't have what? 100%. Which means that Tableau is computing what? This sales, this sales, 32,000, compared to what? Do all the sum of sales in our table. What the sum of sales in our table is 2 million. So this 32,000 in 2 million is what? 1.4. So now if you add this one together, we give you 21%. This one together, give you 20%. Once you add them together and add this one, give you 100. Add this one, give you what? 100. So this one might be like, okay, this might be confusing, but just always want to have a question in mind. Just follow that question and use this calculation to solve it. So now let's go to another orientation based on pin down. Let's click on pin down. Let's see what happens. You see, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. What does this pen mean? Pen just means that a group of something. Not that category by this region is a group entirely. This one and this one is a group. This one also is a group. That's what it means. So that this one, the sum of this one is 100%. So the proportion of this one in this, it gives you this. So Tableau just divide this thing into what? 3 groups. This group, this group, this group. And Tableau computes your result based on that. So any question, please? Question.
No. You can keep moving.
So that's what we talk about. That's what we mean by pen. Pen is just like group. So now let's still see some computing using what? Pen. Let's click on pen. Look for the 100%. This is the 100% here. This is the 100% here. This is the 100% here. So how does Tableau compute this one now? Tableau compute this one based on everything here compared to this. This is 100%. This is 100%. So anytime you want to build a table calculation, always look forward to that 100%. Once you can see that 100%, you definitely know how Tableau computes that layout that orientation. It's just like this sum of this in this sales for this group is this. This proportion of this in this total sales is this. That's what Tableau is just doing. You can use the bar chart to do this one also. So I'm just using a table so that we'll be able to see what is going on. So let me go to another compute bar. You see, compute by cell. Click on cell. You see, every cell has what? 100%. Which means that Tableau is just computing 32,000 based on this 32,000. It's still 100 each cell. So this one is not really useful because I've not seen anyone use something like this, because you can't even present this kind of thing for someone like 100%. What does this even mean? So you can go here and you can still compute using all this dimension. If you click on category now, please, can someone tell me the layout here? Is it table across, table down, pen down, pen across, or pen or cell? Like I'm computing using a dimension here now. I'm computing using what? Category. So what is the orientation of this calculation? Can someone just take the mic and talk?
You want someone to
Yeah.
talk?
Yeah. You
Oh.
can just maybe they can just type anyone. So
Okay,
just tell me
okay. You can put your answers in the chat box, or if someone. Okay, people are raising their hands.
Yeah, but allow them to talk if they want to.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
There are also questions in the chat, but Shadrach and Abdul Jill Kudus, you can speak if you want to.
I think it's pen across.
Pen
Hello?
across. A pen across, guy.
Yes.
Okay. Any other
The people in the chat
Yeah.
disagree. In the chat,
Okay.
everybody is saying table down.
Okay.
Divine, Elliot, Michael.
Okay.
So we have it.
I think Abdul did, yeah.
Yeah. So the answer is table down. Look at this category now. Go down. You see 100% here. Table what? Down. You see? So let me change the orientation again. And let's see let me change to by other dates. Any answer? The orientation of this calculation is what?
Abdul did.
Table across.
Okay,
That's just like this. You are just going across the table. Across. So which means the tablet gives you option to use dimension or to use the normal name, table across, table down, stuff like that. So let me check, let me click another, let me use another dimension, the third dimension, region. So now, what's this one? So let's check the answer.
Yeah, pen in the chat.
Pen. Yeah. So now we have the answer is pen down. This is a group. You see, this one is a group, 100%. So that will consider this one as a pen. This one considers this one as a pen. That's a group, and it's computing based on the 100% here. So now you can be like, okay, we have table across, but we don't have any what? We don't have pen across because we don't have a dimension here. So let me put it there. Let me just put something here that is not that big. Let me put my subcategory here. Oh, no, it's too much. So let me just use segments here. So you see now. So now let's go to this place and let's see. We have pen across now. You see, this is the pen across. So you see now this one is is overwhelming. So, but once you know what you really need, you'll be able to choose or select the function how you want Tableau to compute your calculation. So that's just how to use quick table calculation. Maybe you don't want to do percentage difference, you want to do difference. You can just click here, quick table calculation and percent difference. Let me just do this one. I don't need this. It's as far. So what's going on? Okay. Yeah. So now I have something like this. Let me just change it like this. Okay. Now I choose what? Difference. It's computing it by what? Table across. So what Tableau did is you notice that all this one doesn't have anything. Why? Tableau is comparing the difference between this one and this one. It's giving the percentage. Even between this one and this one, give you the percentage. This one and this one, give you the percentage. You see that this one is 50,000, this one is 45,000. So if you do the percentage difference, you give you what? 11. So this one is not the percentage total. This one percentage difference based on the next what? The previous one. So now if you change this one to something like down, you'll be like this. From this one compared to this one compared to this one, this one compared to this one. Did you get the logic? That's how it just works. So you just know what you just need is know what you want to do, and you should know how you want to compute it based on the table. That's it, and you are good to go. So, and always build a test table first, and build your chart. Then use that test table to verify the numbers that you're seeing on your chart. You get? So that's it. So, yeah, I think we have done this. We have done this. They are based on other dates that I did here, compute by other dates. Yeah, you have done this. You have done by region also. So this is not just like we are just verifying. You want to verify your answers with this, and I've talked about that also. So just like
you have a quick question. Yeah.
Okay.
You have a quick question. So it said, is it possible for Idris to show the average shipping time in days And which region has the lowest average number of days it takes to ship orders? I don't know if that aligns with what you're talking about, but if it does, yeah.
Well, this is possible to show the average shipping time in days, and which region has the lowest average days to take shipping order. This is just like a business question entirely, but we are doing the calculation. We are doing just quick calculation here. So, but if I have time after this section,
yeah, you can go to it at the end. I will remind you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, as I said earlier, if you go to this place, we see some quick calculations here. We have running total, running sum, and stuff like that. Let's try to use the running total. This is what we call by running total. Now, if you want to know the meaning of running total, it's just like from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now, what's the sum of 1 to 10? Anyone? Sum of 1 to 10. That is 1 plus 2, making 3, 3 plus 3, just like that.
That should be 55, right?
Just is it right? Because I don't know. 55.
Yeah,
okay.
That's 55.
Yeah. That's what running total or running sum means. Just like now we have sales in January, we have 10,000 sales. In February, you have 10,000 sales. In June, you have these sales. So now, if you add you add January to February to March. So that's how this thing is going like this. This is the sales for January. This one is not sales for February. It's just the summation of sales of January plus sales of February. That's why you have 19,000. So let's verify that. Let me just do that. Other dates, let me use and change it to continuous months. Yeah, and sales. Yeah, we have what? For 10,000, and we have what? 4,000. 4,000 plus 14,000, we have almost like 19,000. So let's go to our running sum now for March. We have 19,000. So now, if this one is the summation of what? January, February, plus the sales of March. That's 75,000. That's what we call the running sum. Maybe you want to see the growth in population over the years. You are not considering people that gave up or something like that. You're just focusing on the sum of population, how it is growing. So that's when you're going to use the running sum. So how can you do this in Tableau? You can use calculation. You can use table calculation. Let's do that. So now let's plot our time series. Other dates, months, sales, right? So this is our normal trend, right? I want to find the running sum, the running total. So just click here, click table calculation, and click on it. This is it. You have it. Maybe you won't be like, okay, I don't want to use table calculation. I want to write the calculation on my own. But you don't know the calculation that you don't know the function that you want to use. Tableau got you. Just click on this place, create a table calculation. You know that you have done this one in a quick table calculation, right? Just drag it here. So this is the calculation. You see, default table calculation. So which means that you don't need to be writing running sum into bracket of sum and stuff like that. You want to do it in table calculation, you can easily drag that table calculation here and you get your right calculation. Let's just write it. Let's just name it what running sum. And let me do that. So now let's plot this thing here. Okay, other dates. This one and my running sum. Yeah, this is it. So no difference. You see this one? Sales. This is my calculated field. Running sum. Yep. Any question about that? On how I drag that and stuff like that? Okay, please, how did you create the percentage of total sales? How did you create the percentage of total sales times in the verified table? This we do. Okay, where's the verified table? Okay, you're talking about this, right? So let me just do this. Let's just do this. So we want to do the percentage of total by table what? Table across. I want to see the sales in number and the sales in what? In percentage, right? Category, region. I just do something like this, not like this. I can do something like this. Other dates, right? My sales year, right? Let me just do entire table like this. Let me do my quick table calculation, percentage of total, and it's table across, right? Let's make sure it's table across. Yeah, table across. So now we want to see the numbers also. Just drag another sales year. Or you can do something like this. Can do something like this. I want to replicate what we just did. What I just did there. So done. Yeah, I think I have to do something like this. So just no cause for alarm. I'm trying to rebuild what is there. So let me just remove this one. Okay, this one is not over. Yep. Okay. I'm not getting it. Sorry. I'm coming. Let me just check this one. How I do something like this. This one is here. This one is here. This one is here. So let's go here and let's put our thing here to test. Yeah. And we remove this one here. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, this one should not be here. Yeah, this is it. So what I just did is I just have to see how I do something like this. So it just comes up. So don't worry about that. So if you want to put the total there, you can just click here and put your totals. Subtotal, put your column total, put your row total. So that's it. This is this. Is this. I just put the colors there so that you can see the totals and stuff like that. So the thing just like Tableau is just based on arrangement, just based on how you want to arrange your thing, how you want to arrange your stuff. If I put this one here, and this one here, I will get another thing entirely. This is another calculation entirely. So that's just it. So Juliet, you said I should do. Please, what should I do?
So she responds, maybe you can just continue. Okay, so
Okay.
calculated field for running sum. Yeah.
For the running sum, okay, let me just do this. This one is not here. Okay, yeah. So now this is it. So let me just put this one out. Yeah. So now this is it now. This is our month, right? Put your sales here. Normally, you have your time and sales analysis, right? But you want the running sum, not the sales. Click on here and click on running total, right? So this is it. So maybe you want to write this one in the calculator, but you don't really know the calculation. So and the thing is that, and mind you, don't cram any function, don't cram any calculation. As we are writing calculation, that will be part of you. So you don't need to cram because we have a lot of functions. So just click on drag the calculator field there and drag this one and drag it here. So you have your calculation. And just name it as running sum or running total based on what you want. So that's it. Yeah. So now let's talk about percentage difference. So we want to see the percentage difference in maybe now we have the sales from January to December, right? And you want to see the percentage difference between January and February, March versus February, April versus March, something like that. That's month over month changes, right? So let's do that. If you want to write calculation, it's a lot of calculations. But if you have you can use a quick calculation to just write it. So let's do something like that. We want to do the month over month growth. So our order date is here. Month, right? Our sales is here. Put your sales here, right? So now I want to find the percentage difference between this February compared to this one compared to this one compared to this, right? So now from here to here is minus, right? But from here to here is positive. So now let's do that. Click here, the calculation, percentage what? Difference. Maybe you want to do in percentage difference, click on it, or percentage total. So now this is percentage difference. Now, you see now, you don't have anything for January because you are comparing February to January, and you can't compare January to, and that maybe if you have like December 2019 our data now, January we computed will be compared to what? December 2019. But we don't have any December 2020. Just that data started from what? January 2020. So that's why Tableau is comparing February to what? To January, and March to February. This one to this. So let's just change it to bar chart. This is it. So the reason why we're having this one none is because of January is absent here. So you should know that this one is nothing. So now this is how to just do it month over month of sales, right? Maybe you want to do you want to get the calculation by yourself and you don't really know it. You can just use this one and you can just create the calculated field and drag it here. You see the calculation. You see the calculation. This is the calculation. See the calculation. This is calculation. That's that you can cram all this calculation. Just make sure you know what to use at the particular time. So this is calculation now. Let me just do this one. Let me just write month over month, right? And let me use it without using the calculation. And let's see if we're going to get the same thing. Okay. Order dates. And let's choose months. And let's put our month over month here. And let's change to bar chart. This is what is this. Without writing calculation and stuff like that, you have your answer. So let me just take a question. Any question again before I move on?
No, Idris, I don't think you have any questions. You can move on.
Okay. So that's how to do the percentage difference. And you see now, if you check this place, you still have something like rank. Let's try to use rank. Let's try to use rank. Maybe you want to rank your states. Okay, before that, let's verify this using normative, because I said that anytime you want to do something like this, like advanced calculation, always what? Do the table to verify. Now, let's verify our answers here. So let's just do the table. You just order dates by month, right? Here's the order date. Let me just build it. Order date. And is this? I think it's this one. Yeah. So you have to change it to discrete so that you have header, not exit, based on the building blocks. Discrete, right? So this is it, right? So now let's put our sales here. Right? This is it. So let's put the calculation and percentage difference. This is it. 69. 60 minus 69. You see, this one is just decimal. So that you can format it so that it won't be confusing. Format 10 and go to percentage. 1 decimal. Let's check. This is 69. This is like 60. Let's change to the 0 decimal place so that we can get. So this is 69. This is 160. Let's check. This is 69. And this is 1,160%. So this table, you can use this table to verify your answer. Yeah. So that's the every time you are doing some analysis, always build table to verify answers so that whenever you are presenting, you know that what you are presenting is actually right. Yeah. Let's say we have fiscal years, just like the year that we can't expand here, our intention to calculate year over year, will it still work? Yeah, you can do year over year. Yeah, if you want to do a fiscal year, there is another thing entirely. So let me just show you how to change from maybe your fiscal year, just like let me just explain what fiscal year means. Maybe you know that some businesses can start from February. You know that you want to do year over year, just like February to December 2019, compared to February to December 2020. That's like a fiscal year. So just like a year that doesn't start from January. So there's a way to let Tableau that okay, this date is a fiscal year. So you have to calculate it. So let me just go through that. So maybe you want to change this. Maybe your data year, you know that your data doesn't start from January. Normally, you start from February or April. You can click on this place and you have something like fiscal year start from. Then you can choose the month. You see data source. Tableau knows that this other day start from January, so no need for anything. So, but if you know that okay, this doesn't start from January, you can just change it to whatever month it starts from, and Tableau will compute everything for you. So that's just it. Okay, can we interpret the bar chart pointing towards percentage difference? I think I've done that. This one. Yeah. So now let's talk about rank state by sales. Maybe you have sales, you have states, and you want to know which state has the highest sales, right? You want to know which state has the highest sales without writing calculations now. So now I want to rank our state based on sales, right? So now let's put our state here. States here. This is our state, and this is our sales, right? And you want to know which one is number one, this one is number two, or 3 based on sales. You can just click on here, click on the quick calculation and rank. You see, this is the number one, California. Normally, this is number one. Compute staple down. And maybe you want to write the calculation by yourself. You want to do the calculation by yourself, just click on this one and drag it here. This is the calculation. To find the rank, to rank something. So let's just build a map to analyze stuff. So let me just put my state here. So we have a map now. Yeah, this is our state. And this is our map. Let me just choose this one. Yeah. So now, and I want to, this is my sales in color now, so now I want to label this state based on their ranking. Okay, which one is first, which one is second, which one is third. So I think we should be able to do that. So let me just do the calculation here. Create calculated field. You see, this is another way to create calculated field. Maybe you want to create calculated field based on this sales or based on anything. Just click on it. Click on it and you see create calculated field. Yeah. So let's just write the calculation. Rank of sum of sales. Yeah. So rank. So now let me just put it to label. Yeah. So you see everything is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So let's go here. Compute using what? Using states. You see, this is the first, this is the one, this is the second one. You can easily see the third one. This like this one, you can present this one compared to this. Because they have to be scrolling down to see the first or the second one. So, but if you use a map like this, I just write a calculated field, rank of this and put it here, then you compute it based on what? Based on state. Normally, it was based on cell by default. But you have to let Tableau know that, okay, no, I want to compute this thing based on the state. So that's why you have to click on compute using what? States. Then everything will be computed for you. Like that. So, questions? So that is just about the quick tip calculations, and after this lesson, I will attach materials on how to go into in-depth of table calculation, because table calculation is kind of wide, and I'm going to give you that video also so that you can just, after you watch this video again, you can just go to that one and start many more about table calculations. So now, any question based on what I've done so far? Can any of the charts show top and bottom sales by sales and okay, but let me start from, can I sort the rank table? Yes, you can sort it also. You can sort it. If you want to sort it, just click on this place. You see, sort. Sort by what? By field, right? You want to sort in ascending order, descending order. Ascending order. Okay, descending order. Yeah, because sales, based on descending order, sales. But if you use rank here now, then use rank. Let's see what's going on. Is there something like that? I think I've done rank. Let me just search it. Rank. Okay, it's not here. So now sales descending order. So you give it the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, like that. So that's just how to sort. You see, there's a drop down arrow here to sort like this. So this one is just sorting based on this one, A to Z. So let me just go back and sort and clear my sort and sort it again. Sort based on what? Field, sales, and based on descending order. So that's it. Okay, please add name to the states of the map. Okay, just drag your sales, just drag your states to what? To label. Why is it states to label? Boom, then you have it. Okay, can any of the chart show top and bottom sales? Bottom by sales, right? You want to see the chart. Okay, Chioma, please, you can unmute yourself and talk because that's the question. Hello.
Chioma, I've allowed you to talk if you want to speak.
I think she's not available. So based on what you asked now your question is incomplete because you want to show the top and bottom 5 sales, and by what? Is it for country or is it for state? Is it for product name? Is it by city? So you have to have a dimension in mind. We can't just find it. You can't find the top sales. You want to find the top sales by what? So that's it. Let me just do that one. I think Abby did something like that when she was talking about filter. Just maybe want to find the top sales by product name. This is the product name. This is the sales. And okay, this is sales like this. And you want to find the top 5. Put this one to filter. Go to top. Click on filter by sales, right? That's it. This is the top 10 sales. Top 10. Sort it. This is the top 10. So if you want to find the top 10, you can duplicate this sheet, or you can just go to the top here and click on bottom. You can put anyone. Maybe you want to put bottom 5. Click on it and press OK. These are the bottom 5. So that's it. Okay, countries. I've done that already. Okay. Can any of the charts show the top and bottom country by? Okay, yeah, I've done that. So you can maybe want to use state. You can just change this product name to state and put your state here. Then edit your filter. That's it. So I think that will be all for quick table calculation. So just watch out. I will give you additional videos and materials on quick table calculation and how to know it, how to undo quick table calculation very well. So Abby, I'm done.
Thank you so much, Idris. That was really helpful. I think we've also gone through all the questions, so it looks like we're good. Please share your feedback. As you know, we always send like a roundup of all the resources. So say thank you to Idris and Adekola in the chat. If you learned something, share what you learned. Of course, you always have to practice. That is the most important. These 2-hour sessions are not enough. You need to put it into practice. So create your videos, create your Tableau public profile, start building. That's the way you would be able to literally like do what you've learned in class. It's not abstract. You have to practice and do it. I'm just also going to say tomorrow we're meeting at 5 p.m. Tomorrow, and we're talking about formatting and parameters. Parameters are really useful when it comes to like flexibility with dashboards and interactivity. So 5 p.m., 5 to 7 tomorrow, we're doing parameters and formatting. So please, if you haven't registered for the class, make sure you register. And then we round up next week, Saturday. A few people would be getting invites to the in-person session. So please make sure you complete your assessments. We will definitely give priority to those that have completed the assessment and those that have been joining like the weekly sessions. So yeah, that's it from me. Bolan, I don't know if you had anything to add. Adekola or Idris, I don't know if you had anything to add.
From my end, nothing. Yeah.
Okay, nothing. Awesome. So yes, recordings will be available as usual. Do you have any YouTube channel where we can watch the video? Yes, we send recordings. If you go to YouTube, just search WeVisualize, but if you check your emails, you would see that we send the uploaded videos. Yes, Saidat, you have 2 minutes. Ask your question. Let me unmute you. Saidat. Yes, Saidat, I've allowed you to talk. Can you go ahead, please?
All right, thank you very much, Abby. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
All right, yeah, my question is this. I have been trying to recreate the V's we'll be working on in class. And I noticed that whenever I try to share to Tableau Public, it only shows the page where I am when I click on the save to Tableau Public. It doesn't show the other pages, unlike what's his name now? I've forgotten the name. And John, yeah, John, the guy that taught us. When I checked this one on Tableau, he showed all of the pages he worked on. But mine, I mean, all of the worksheets he worked on, but mine only shows the worksheet opened whenever I click on the Tableau, save to Tableau Public. I don't know if there's anything I can do. Thank you.
Okay. Should I answer that?
Yes.
Like you can answer it. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Idris.
So let me just show you how to do that. I'm coming. I want to open a public. Coming. I'm coming. Let me just sign in. So what you just need to do is just like once you upload on Tableau Public and you don't have what you're supposed to have, there is a way to do some settings, and there's a way to show all sheet or show my something like I'm trying to log in my Tableau Public. Okay. 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 Now, okay. Let me share my screen again. Yep. Yep. Can you see my new screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now this is the dashboard. Now, maybe you want to show right now. I'm having only this one right now, right? I want to show all the sheets that are under this dashboard. You can just click on this settings here. You see this one? You see this option?
Yes.
Yeah, once you do that, this.
Okay, yeah, when I checked online, that was what I saw too. But on my own page, my interface on the public Tableau Public, it doesn't have the settings at all. It has the other icons, but not the settings icon.
Maybe you have to be sure you sign in. Or do you have any addition?
Yeah. So if you push it to Tableau Public, right? Sorry for the noise. If you push it to Tableau Public and it shows on Tableau Public, what you're going to do is you would go to settings, and then you would see an option to allow sheets as tabs in settings in Tableau Public. Let me see if I could be able to show you. But if you go to the pushed session, like once you push it to Tableau Public, right? Like you have something, then okay, let me see if I can share my screen. Just give me a minute. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. All right. So let's say I'm in Tableau Public, for example, right now, and I'm trying to go to my own page. Let me just, I think I'm signed in. Okay. So let's say I have this hidden V's, for example, that I just pushed to Tableau Public, and I want to allow it to show everything. I just click on this. Like once you push it already, like to Tableau Public, you would see that option where you can, where is it? If you open it, you should see it at like the top right or something around there. Settings, then you see show these sheets as tabs. Okay. So once you push the work to Tableau Public, you would come here, you would see this list of options. If you click on settings and you click on show sheets as tabs, then you'll be able to see like all the different tabs. Okay.
All right, I'll try that again. Thank you very much, Bella and Idris.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you all so much. I think that we've come to the end of day 4. So see you tomorrow, day 5. Tomorrow is Adekola and Bolan and Grace. Grace will be moderating. Okay.
Alright.
Bye, everyone.
Alright.
Bye.